What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jason Makes Posters. Today I'm going to be creating a poster based on a CD in my collection, and I actually had this poster idea early this morning when I woke up. It's not a fully fleshed out idea yet, but what I'm seeing in my head, I'm thinking it's probably going to end up as a Swiss design poster. So let's figure out what album we're designing for. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but that is The King is Dead, Long Live the King by Enigma. Let me go grab that. Believe me, you do not want me attempting to speak French here, but the name of this album is The King is Dead, Long Live the King, and this is one of my favorite albums from Enigma. The album cover also has an interesting color palette. I don't know how easy it is for you to see that, but we've got like these washed out golds almost, kind of like these mustard golds and everything, and then you got the black obviously, and then a little hint of green, and then you got that little red 3 in there. So it's a very interesting color palette. I don't know if what I have in mind is necessarily going to work for this album, but I'm definitely going to try it because I love challenges. All right, let's jump into Illustrator. Okay, so in a rare feat, I'm actually going to go 24 by 18 instead of 18 by 24. And I'm sure that what I'm going to be doing does exist somewhere. I just can't think of anywhere where I've seen this exact concept, but I'm sure it exists. I'm also not entirely sure how I'm gonna do this, but I'm just gonna play around with this. So I'll speed up this portion of the video and then I'll just talk about what I did. Okay, so pretty basic right here, but what I've done is I've drawn a circle and then moved it to the other side, and then I used my blend tool. So on the keyboard I did Command Option B, and what that did is that it created those instances between the two circles that I did. And then I just duplicated those rows down. Then I selected everything, expanded the objects, and then ungrouped everything. So all of these are ungrouped right now. So I'm gonna select all of these, and let's see if this is gonna work. I'm gonna go up to my transform. Right here, this is left over from my old effect. I'm definitely not doing this. So in terms of scaling, I'll do like 50% right here, and we'll bring this down to copies 0. I don't want to make any copies or anything. We're not going to move anything. We're just going to do different scaling, and we're going to do it randomly. So I'm just going to move the scaling down to 25% right there. For the reference point, I'm going to keep it at center because I want all of those to be centered right there. And then I'll go ahead and hit OK. So as you can see right here, we've got a really nice variance when it comes to all of these little circles. And it didn't take very long to do that. And what you could do is select all of them, go to Expand Appearance under Object, and then you can go to Transform again and just do it again if you want even more variance between all the circles. So this is basically what I had in my head. So as far as the color goes, I'm just going to go in, and I do have to select all of those individual dots and change the colors on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to make them all bright yellow temporarily just so I can go in and easily select everything that's that color. And if you notice what I'm doing right here, there's really no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going through and selecting random dots here. These colors will not stay this way. We'll actually adapt these to the album itself. And what's cool is you can easily go in and select all of those colors and change them to something else to adapt the poster to a different album, or even a movie, or whatever you're wanting to design for. All right, that's looking pretty cool, and this was definitely not intentional, but that is looking very Bauhaus, isn't it? And so I'm gonna grab the album cover, and I want the version that definitely has a little bit more variance in the color here. So for the background, I'm gonna make it that nice paper texture right there, that paper texture color, and we'll actually go into Photoshop afterward and add a paper texture layer in. So I really like the colors that we've got in here. We've got some browns going on, and I really like that blue right there. So that's perfect. We can easily adapt this blue to that blue, and then this red to that red, and then we'll just kind of play around with those yellows. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my magic wand, and we're gonna select the red, and then we're just gonna go in here. I'm gonna color drop this red right here, so that way that red is matching. We'll do the same thing with the blue, magic wand. So as you can see, that selects everything. And we'll eye drop this color. That's really cool. And then lastly, we'll do this yellow with the magic wand. Since we already have all of those blacks right there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all of those and then change them to the muted version of the blacks that we see on here. So that's actually really cool. I like that light up against this background. And whenever we add in the texture, it's gonna help to see that a little bit better. All right, so let's select all of our black dots, and we'll color drop probably this shade right there. So kind of where this idea came from is this is kind of what I see whenever I listen to music. I just kind of see different shapes and everything. Not necessarily for this album, but I just thought it would be an interesting way to kind of visually show the music, and you can easily adapt this concept to any album you want. And then what we'll do down here is just add in the name of the album, And as I said before, as far as the typography goes, we're going to do like a Swiss design. So I'm going to use this Forma DJR banner font. I think I used this in a video last week, but this is an Adobe font. And I'm actually going to see if I can find a lighter version of it because I think it's going to work better. Maybe go all caps with it. And those letters are very tight together, so we're going to space them out using tracking. And I think I'll bring this down to about a 60. And then let's bring up the weight a little bit more, maybe up to regular. All right, I like that. And then we'll just add in Enigma's name right there. We'll select both of these and make them that color. And I'll make Enigma probably about 40. And I think we might add in the release date here at the bottom, and we'll bring that down to about 20. And then bring up the weight just a little bit to medium. Okay, so let's center everything, and then we'll go in and set the type exactly where it needs to sit. I think I might play around with a little bit of a different layout here, so let's see what we can do. I might make both of these the same size right here. Okay, I'm liking this overall, mainly because I think it would be so easy to adapt to any album that you want. You could make this into a customizable poster. We've got the title right here nice and large. Probably just keep it at about a 60. And then we'll bring these up to probably a bold right there just to give them a little bit more prominence. Then I might actually try adding in some circular elements in the background here, but just doing a stroke instead. All right, looking nice and interesting there. That was my goal. I think I might increase this to about 2 point or something like that, and we'll certainly send these behind all of these circles. All right, that's looking cool. I like that. I moved this up a little bit so it didn't interfere with the date. I'm okay with it interfering with the title because the title is nice and large. Okay, so now it's time to move everything over to Photoshop. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this hex value, and I'll open Photoshop and create a solid layer with that hex value. Okay, now we're going to select everything except for the background, hit copy, come over here, and paste it right there in the center. And like I said earlier, we'll add in that paper texture, so for the most part we're done, we just got to add the texture in. All right, I like this one right here because it's very similar to the album cover, but it's also really nice and subtle, so it's not going to overpower the rest of the artwork. All right, so we'll just center this up and lay it on top. And then we're just going to go through and cycle through the blending modes. I like multiply right there. That one's nice. This one is really cool. I think that difference is probably going to be the one that I end up with because it is making those yellow dots more visible. Although keeping the same invert effect and using exclusion, I actually really like that better. All right, so here is my minimalist dots / Swiss design poster for Enigma's The King is Dead, Long Live the King. I'm not going to try to pronounce it in French because you don't want me doing that. Let me know what you think of this poster down in the comments. I would love to know if I helped you with something in Illustrator or Photoshop. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching this video today. That was fun. I love Enigma. Definitely go check them out if you're not familiar with them. If you like this video, please remember to hit like and subscribe, and also click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.